Got my story crazy, bro. I met another angel, bro. JP was an angel. Of course, my grandma passed away in the midst of all this stuff, but she passed in 2017, so she got to see some motion. You know what I'm saying? I was getting a lot of things, and she was coming. She was coming to all my shows and stuff. So, where I'm at?
You said you met an angel out there.
I met an angel, man. This boy named Pete, right? So I used to hang out in the casinos, bro, because my man is at work all day, and I'm just outside, like everywhere is popping at. And they used to have like, all right, the casino, the Hard Rock Casino, had sneaker stores, clubs, everything was in this big circle. So I was like, all right, this is gonna be my South Street. So this is my South Street. I'm going everywhere, whatever. So I see this boy walking with a plaque. And for some reason, I'm just like, damn, that's a painting, because it was backwards. I'm like, yo, my man, that's a painting? He was like, what? Nah, I just won at the horse race. He turned it around, it was like a plaque that he won at the horse race. I'm like, oh shit, I thought it was a painting. I was just seeing if he was into art, you know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, I'm into art. What, you an artist? I was like, yeah. Like, he looked at me like, you ain't no fucking artist. I said, bro, I'm an artist. What you want me to have a beret on? He started cracking up, right? And he's like, he was Samoan and like Italian or something. So he looked like, I'm gonna tell you, he looked like the boy off of Miami Vice, the white boy. Mm-hmm. What was it, Tubbs, Crockett? All right, so he looked like the white boy off Miami Vice, right? Suit on, hair slick. He was just sharp, like he $1 million, right? So he like, you did this art? So I showed him my phone. You did this art? I'm like, yeah. He like, if you did this art, call me tomorrow. He gave me his card. So I called him the next day. That was one thing I'm always on, persistent. If somebody tell me to call him, bro, I'm calling you till you tell me, don't call here no more. That's just, because I come from cold calls. You feel me? Mortgage, I cold calling, bro. So if you tell me to call you, I'm going to call you, because I've made 5 billion calls with people that are like, who's this? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I meet him, right? We get super cool. No, so this is how the story goes. So I called him, yo, hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, I'm busy. I'm on some business calls. 14 times I called this boy, and he said, yo, I'm on business calls. The 15th time, I'm like, yo, I'm just giving you a call. You said, call you. So I'm just doing what you said.
Are you waiting days in between, or a couple hours, or it's like?
Maybe 2 times a day.
Okay, so
but it went a week.
Yeah.
It went a week though. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you the most persistent motherfucker I've ever met. When you want to link up, man? I'm like, you tell me. You know what I'm saying? He like, I need a canvas. Let me look around my house and figure out what I want. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a day go past. He like, yo, this is my address. Come up. I'm like, damn, he lived all the way in Boca. So Hollywood and Boca's all the way over here. So I'm like, damn, this is gonna be about $80 in a cab. So just so happened, my man Barry, the one that let me stay at his crib, he ain't had to work that day. I'm like, bro, drive me up to Boca real quick. I think I got to do some art. He like, damn, Boca ain't? All right, come on. So we drive up to Boca. We go into this gated community, bro. And I'm telling you, this is like where the Heat's owners and the coaches live, not the players. This joint's stupid, bro. Like, gates open and you like, nigga, I'm going to heaven type shit, right? So we go to his crib or whatever. He opened the door up. He like, what's up, man? He like, yo. He said, yo, I've never had nobody that persistent. I said, bro, you told me to call you, and I'm on it, bro. So I tell him my story. I'm from Philly. Me and him get super cool. So he got this monkey. It's like a porcelain monkey, like this big, right? He like, I want you to do that monkey. I'm like, I kill that shit, right? So he like, look, I'm gonna give you $1,000. If you wow me, I give you 15. Nigga, I got a picture of me walking out his crib with the monkey. I don't know where the picture at. It's probably on my old Instagram, because I had an older Instagram now. I'm walking out his crib with the monkey, bro. So I'm working on this painting this monkey, bro. And I like detailed it to the max. And brought it back to him. I'm like, I had it wrapped up, so I opened it up, put it there. And he's like, he had a still face. I'm like, damn, he don't like this joint. He like, they go 15. I said, damn, so I wowed you. He said, bro, this might be the craziest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. And I was just like, yes, like that inner yes. I'm like, oh man. So on top of making the money, he was like super like pleased, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, so I leave out and he like, yo, come look at this other space. Now his crib was like some like cocaine cowboy shit, bro. Glass ceiling, white everywhere. So he had this wall that was literally like this with his couches and all that right here. And it was a wall that probably went up a little bit higher. He was like, I think I need 4 pieces for this. He wanted it like 1, 2, 1, 2, but spaced out kind of like, but the whole piece be abstract. So I'm like, bro, I could do that in my sleep, man. He like, how much you gonna charge me for that? I said, bro, I don't know. See, now I'm in my head where I'm like, damn, he kind of like, he said the number for the monkey, and that was cool for me. He said $1,000. So I was gonna tell him 800. He said 1,000. I'm like, oh shit, all right, bet. So when he started talking about the artwork, I'm like, all right, well, I gotta go get the canvases, this, and that. He's like, what's that shit, $100? I'm like, nah, I get these certain canvases, it might be about $250, you know what I'm saying? So he like, okay, you get the good stuff, all right. So he like kind of just trying to figure me out. So I'm like, yeah, we can start with probably like 600. Just give me 600, I get everything, and then I whip it up. So those pieces that I did, they wound up being like, I'm gonna tell you a whole nother story about that. So I bring the pieces to the crib. He's like, bro, you're a fucking prodigy. He literally like, you're a fucking prodigy. And I'm like, what? So me and him get so cool, and this is when Peanut Live, remember Peanut Live? Nah, Peanut Live 215? All right, so there's some shit on YouTube, right? And there's like a puppet, a Philly puppet that was like the funniest shit ever. So me and him used to watch that all day. So he learning Philly culture, I'm learning about his culture. This is my guy. So it came to the point where I was up at his crib, and then the cab stopped running, and then it was just like, damn, I got called Barry. Barry answered the phone. I'm like, fuck. He like, bro, you can stay in the other wing of my crib. And I'm like, the other wing? I ain't never see the joint because it's a hallway, but I ain't never go down there. You can stay in the other wing of the crib, whatever. And I'm like, I'm from Philly. Staying at your crib, bro? We cool, but I ain't staying at your crib. You feel me? Something happened, whatever. I was probably smoking or something, fell asleep, and I woke up, and I'm like, damn. So my cousin called me, yo, you cool? You cool? I'm like, yeah, I'm at Pete crib. He like, all right. So that turned into probably 8 months, bro. Me staying in Boca, bro, to the point where he like, well, how you trying to shop your stuff to the galleries? And I'm like, man, I'm trying to, like, I just walk up in there, you know what I'm saying? And he like, nah, take my car. I'm like, bro, back to the car situation. Bro, I'm not taking your car, because if it fuck up, I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? He like, I trust you. I don't think you're gonna fuck it up. So at the time, he had a Porsche 911, and he had a CLS 500 or something like that, the Benz. So he like, yo, you can't touch my Porsche, take the Benz, right? And I'm like, yo, you sure? And this is the prime era of like, bro, this is 2012. So this is like MMG, this when Meek first got signed. This is like that Philly summer, and I'm in Miami. He let me hold the Benz, bro. It's tinted out with Pirelli. Dog, it was crazy. So I'm trying so hard not to hit a bump, dog. I'm just like not trying to mess this bull car up the first week, right? So he said, listen, I want you to double park in front of the gallery, take your shit out the car, make sure they see the car, and then walk in. I'm like, damn, he giving me the whole play. Because I had this in my head, like, if I pull up in a dope car, they're gonna be like, oh, so what do you do? I look successful, you know what I'm saying? So I did that for a couple of times, and then every time was like, yeah, come on, yeah, we want to do something, we want to do a show, and I go back and tell him, yo, that shit worked. He's like, bro, it's Miami. Like, people want to see that you got money already. They don't want to help nobody that ain't got no money. So this happened for me, dog. I was holding this car for maybe, it was to the point where he like, where are you at with my car? Because now I'm in Miami, I got friends here, I'm all over the place. I'm like, yo, I'm coming back, man. He's like, all right, just get me certain things and then come back. So that was like the biggest blessing ever, bro. It went from me like catching cabs, trying to figure it out, walking around talking to everybody, to now riding in this Benz going everywhere. Somebody would be like, yo, we having something over here. And then I'm pulling up in the Benz, and they already like, damn, man, I need some art, dog. That art money like crack. I'm like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm always humble because I know it ain't my car. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know it ain't my car.